So recently we've been doing a lot of challenges involving the Champions League, and I want to continue that theme because, like I mentioned, the Champions League is in full swing, and I don't know, I just love doing these. Today's episode features the MLS in the Champions League. Of course, the US is in North America, and because of that, they're unable to compete in the Champions League as it's only for European clubs. Luckily, though, we can kind of manipulate FIFA and put teams in the MLS in the Champions League, and we're going to see how they stack up. Of course, with myself being from the States, I watch the MLS. I actually work for FC Cincinnati. They're joining the MLS next season. They're going to be in FIFA next season, and I've been really wanting to do this episode for a while. We did do an episode with the MLS All-Stars as well, being in the Premier League, but today's a whole different concept. It's the MLS in the Champions League. Leave a like if you guys want to see more of these episodes, and without further ado, let's show you guys the teams. We've added 4 MLS teams into the competition. First being Atlanta United, just winning the MLS Cup this year, boys. They're such a freaking solid team, and yeah, we had to put them in, of course, with their star striker Martinez. He is definitely going to be leading the way for them, and I definitely think the group that we've put him in, they have a chance at actually winning the group. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out. The next team we put in is, where are they? Toronto FC, a 3.5-star club. They're actually from Canada, so here's the group they're going to be in. They have Athens, they have Ajax, and Bayern Munich. It's going to be a tough one. There's a chance that none of the teams are going to make it out of the group. We'll see, though, boys. I have faith. Group G is going to feature the Seattle Sounders, and another group where they're definitely not going to win, of course, with Real Madrid in there, but I think they can definitely get through second. We'll see. Group G also features CSKA Moscow and then Shakhtar as well. And the final team, I should have mentioned them first, kind of forgot about them. It's going to be the New York Red Bull. They're up in Group A along with Atletico Madrid. We got Club Brugge and then AS Monaco as well. I don't know, man. This is either going to go really well or very poorly. Like, there's a good chance that all the clubs are going to go out in the very first round. Of course, to do this, we can't just put teams in the MLS into the Champions League. I had to move them around, so that's why you'll see New York, it says Norway right above my head, Toronto, Portugal, so I had to move them around. Atlanta's in the league in Ireland, and then Seattle is in the Polish league. Let's do it, though, boys. We're going to advance into the career mode today. Of course, no games are going to be played. We're about to find out what happens. Let's also turn off the transfer window, and let's begin this career mode, the MLS in the Champions League. So here's the squad for Atlanta United. Martinez, the guy I was raving about, won the player of the competition in the MLS. The dude is an absolute stud. Look at those stats. He's going to go to a big European club, I think. Honestly, like, Atlanta United could sell him for a very, very good amount. Here are his stats. Well, skill moves would be nicer if he had 4-star, but he's still a solid player. The rest of the team is looking decent as well. I'm really hyped, boys. We are about to get in to this one. I think we could probably make a few changes, though. Let's do that, boys. Put Garcia in there, and yep, there's the squad. We're gonna get one final look at things. Let me know your predictions down below in the comments. Are all the teams gonna go out in the knockout stages, or will one, or not in the knockout stages, in the group stage, or is one team going to make a run in this competition? Put your predictions down below in the comments, and without further ado, let's get into this thing and simulate to January, where hopefully at least one of our clubs is going to make it through. So this right here could make or break the episode. We're going to see if any of our teams made it out of the group. Boys, I don't know, man. Like, the MLS, as much as I love them, I literally just swatted a fly right in front of my eye. As much as I love them, like, the teams aren't as strong as the ones over in Europe. As we see, though, Atlanta is doing well in the league here in Ireland. Those teams really aren't too great. No offense to anyone who is a fan of a team in Ireland, but they only have like 2-ish stars. So, you know what? That's besides the point. Let's just get into it. Hopefully, a few of our MLS teams made it out of the group. Let's go. And first, oh my God, Atlanta United did so bad. 2 points in Group D. Oh God, the MLS absolutely choking, boys. New York Red Bull, so close. 3rd place for them. Wow, man, they're struggling. MLS right now. I thought we'd at least get one team. It's not looking good right now. Group B, Toronto finishing in last place. Let's see, it's our last team, Seattle, finishing in 3rd. We've answered the question, man. If MLS competed in the Champions League, they would get absolutely destroyed. So the first challenge we kind of failed, and I decided we couldn't end the episode there because things would just be way too short. So instead, what we're going to be doing is kind of testing the MLS now. They didn't do well in the Champions League. We brought the MLS over to Europe. Now it's time to bring Europe over here to the MLS. And what I've done, we're going to head to the standings. I've taken the two worst teams in the Premier League. We have Fulham and we have Southampton. They're both currently, as we speak, the two lowest teams in the table. That's why I said they're the worst, not just because I don't like the teams. They're figuratively, literally, they are the worst teams in the Premier League right now. And we put them in the MLS, so we're going to see how they perform. Now, as you guys saw, our MLS teams got dominated. Will they continue to get dominated by Southampton and Fulham? In the Eastern Conference, we took out the New York Revolution, and we've added Southampton. And in the Western Conference, we took out the Colorado Rapids, I believe, and we added Fulham. You can see up there what we're going to do, sim the season, the entire season. And of course, the MLS has a playoff system. We're going to see how both teams do in the playoffs, assuming they both make the playoffs. Yeah, so like I mentioned, we just brought the MLS to Europe. Now it's time to bring Europe to the MLS. Let's do it. So it's time to begin the playoffs here in our experiment number 2. It looks like Atlanta United made the playoffs. That's the team we're controlling. Let's see how things finish though here in the regular season. First off, we have Fulham. Wow. Absolutely dominating. It wasn't even close. Sporting KC 61 points, Fulham 77. In the East, it's Southampton coming in second. So New York Red Bull topping Southampton, and the team we controlled, Atlanta United, in 6th place, boys. That's why we're playing New York City in a one-game like wild card. I think that's how it's working here. We're about to find out though, boys. Let's get into it. Let's do this, man. And yeah, so far the teams in the Premier League are absolutely dominating. We saw there Fulham topping that side of the bracket there, the Eastern Conference or Western, one of the two. And then we also have Fulham as well. Let's get into this one though. We're gonna see how the teams perform. I think we're just gonna sim on the like the screen right here for all the games that Atlanta United play. This could be their last game if they lose this one. We'll watch a little bit of it, then we'll skip it right here because the focus is the Premier League teams, not really any of these other teams. Let's skip it. Of course, man, NYCFC beating Atlanta. Atlanta, who won the whole thing in real life, they're knocked out right here by NYCFC. So here are the matchups. This is how the conference semifinals are going to go. We got DC United taking on Southampton, NYCFC taking on New York Red Bulls. So we got the New York Derby right there. We got LAFC against Sporting, and then Fulham against FC Dallas. Let's sim ahead and see how these matches go. But in all honesty, I don't see our Premier League teams losing here. So we've simmed ahead, and this is how things have finished here in the conference semifinals. Southampton actually lost, so they're out of the competition. On the other hand, Fulham got the win against FC Dallas. Here's how things are going to be in the conference finals. We have New York Red Bulls against DC United, and then Fulham against Sporting. This is what it comes down here to, boys. Will the Premier League rise, and will Europe just absolutely dominate in today's episode? Or will the MLS finally get a win, boys? A lot of people disrespect the MLS. It's honestly a solid league. It just isn't up to the quality of a lot of teams in Europe, simply because there's no relegation system or whatnot. It's like all teams in the same league. No matter if you finish last or first, you're going to be in the league come the next season. I would love to see relegation personally in MLS. I know a lot of people would, just not the way things work in the US. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is the MLS is a solid league. They get a bad rap, but let's get into this, boys, and see who's going to win here. Is it going to be Fulham or is it going to be the MLS? And this is it, boys, the moment of truth. Which two teams are going to make it to the final? Fulham did make it. Let's see the scores and how they ended up. DC United winning on away goals, beating New York Red Bull. Oh, wow. That kind of sucks. I wanted to see New York against Fulham because those were the top two teams in each of the conferences. Sporting got absolutely destroyed. Fulham with a 5-1 win on aggregate. That's crazy. And here it is, man, the MLS final. Who is going to win? We got Fulham against DC United, boys. We're about to find out, but honestly, if I'm going to predict a score right here, I'm going to say 4-1 Fulham. I think they're going to absolutely dominate DC United. But without further ado, let's see how things finish. We've gone to November 8th of this current year, and let's click on the standings. The winner of MLS is Fulham. Wow, I predict that right. Did I not say 4-1? That's crazy. We got the score prediction right. And Fulham wins, man. It just goes to show how strong the Premier League really is compared to other leagues across the world. GG, man. MLS couldn't survive today's episode. Yeah, I expected better. I at least expected one team to make it through the group in the Champions League. Just not the way things went, though, boys. I'm sure as the years go on, MLS teams are going to continue to get stronger and stronger. With that being said, it's going to be the end of today's episode. Please, boys, let me know down below in the comment section, which sort of experiments do you guys want to see next? Do you like me doing these ones involving the Champions League? Should we switch to different experiments? Do you guys want to see other games like Fortnite or a few other, games such as like Call of Duty, Battlefield, any of that stuff? Let me know. Also, I'm going to be streaming over on twitch.tv. I'm like on winter break right now from university, so I got like a month off and I want to start streaming. Follow me on Twitch. It's B4Lancer48, boys. Turn on the notifications to get notified as soon as I start streaming. Can't wait to see you guys over there, interact with you guys via the chat and whatnot. We'll be doing a bunch of other games. We'll be doing career mode experiments over there. We'll be doing My Player. We'll be doing Fortnite. We'll be doing everything. Please go follow that, and yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, links are all down below. Thank you, boys, so much for watching, and we'll see you for another episode later on. Catch you guys then. Peace.